So hi everyone, today in this video we're gonna develop another type of solutions for another type of problem that we can face in our day-to-day life. Always so with the perspective to show you how you just by knowing some of the mental models that are existent, they can be useful in being creators of solutions. Because mental models are not just much more than patterns that you can take from the way that the reality works. And that's obviously if you grasp it, you kind of get so a better type of perspective to see the world because you are more close to understand it because you get the things that really happen in that world, the patterns that explain so all the type of behaviors, events that you see in that same world. And then so what's going to be the problem today is going to be the global education obsolescence. So what do you have? We have 65% of primary students that will work in jobs that don't exist today. Is something that is taken from 2024. We have skills gap. 80% of employers say graduates lack critical thinking and problem solving, and we have root causes for that. Industrial era curricula, standardized testing mania, teacher burnout, and tech disruption without adaptation. So some of the root causes that can explain this type of gap between what is talk and what in reality you're gonna need to apply in work life. So we're gonna see the problem, and now that we have developed a bit better in understanding the problem, you're gonna see so far mental models that can create the solutions for solve the problem. So what do you have? We have first the anti-fragility, chaos as a curriculum. So what's the idea? Systems that gain from disorder tend to beat rigid structures, and then how you apply it for our educational system. What do you have? So crisis simulation schools, the Taiwan students that solve fake pandemics and cyber attacks has made adaptability scores 40%, and that's something that's important. We see that one of the most fundamental skills today is the power to have adaptability, the ability to learn new things, and the ability so to be present in a new world. And then so seems to be something that's more important to develop today than it was in the past. And so if you put exercise that stimulates and people get incentivized obviously to do in order to be possible to do because you need to do the task. And then as example we have so these fake pandemic cyber attack simulations that the students in Taiwan they are so alligated to do in order so them to increase the skill of adaptability. And we have the reverse mentorship. Finland paired students with artificial intelligence startups has made kids teach CEOs new tech. So obviously something that's important seems to be them getting this type of connection between the world of work that are so obviously and is much more now to getting adapted to the existence of the new technologies and mainly so artificial intelligence has made students so in getting more type of learning of what so is going to be a future environment that they will work on. Second, opportunity cost, the hidden price of standardization. What's the idea? Hours spent memorizing equals to lost innovation potential. And then so what's the fix for that? We have knowledge sprints, we have the Kenya replace exams with 2 week community projects has made internship increase through time. So instead of just putting people to do a specific exam, kind of giving them a more practical type of tasks, so more projects instead of exams written with so obviously with responses. And obviously it's not something that we're seeing that adapts from what is asked for the reality. So basically you're testing skills that are not the ones that are most important to that, so they will kind of be required to perform professionally talking. Now, micro skill badges, blockchain credentials for artificial intelligence ethics or emotional intelligence over diplomas. So this another initiative is the micro skill badges seems to be something that can have effect. 3. Limb effect. Anxiety Wisen beats eat touch hype. So what's the idea? Apprenticeships and Socratic dialogue tends to outlast the me ho ho sees. So we have digital guilds, Germany's hybrid model, VR or virtual reality welding training, more master craftsman mastership, and philosophy kindergartens degrees revives Plato's dialogues for 5 years old has made logic skills increase 60%. 4. A bit of Jevons paradox, efficiency neither always equal to effectiveness. So what's the idea? Tablets can distract more than they teach sometimes. So sometimes you can put a tech type of technology, but then this type of technology sometimes with the initiative to increase the efficiency, to make it easier to do something, comes as a second order consequence. Another thing that even makes worse than your initial type of phases. So it's important to regulate, or sometimes you can, if you're not able to regulate, you kind of cut this type of new innovation. But then fixes for that. We have analog digital hybrids. The Japanese schools that use abacuses before coding has made math comprehension increase 2 times. And attention budgets, the California bans screens before noon has made deep focus periods for creativity. 5. We have systems thinking, so connect the dots. Idea is related to subjects, fragmented minds. So fixes for that, the grand challenge frameworks, the Brazilian schools that teach math via Amazon reforestation projects, and neurodiverse pods, the UAA group students by thinking style, visual or kinesthetic, has made engagement increase 90% by doing this type of clustering by thinking style. So see how the personalization can be important. You thinking in systems, you consider all the parts that exist in that system, and then so better initiatives you can produce for all the elements in the system. 6. We have the black box artificial intelligence that as co-teacher, not replacement. So algorithms optimized for engagement, not wisdom, is what the idea of this mental model. And then so what's the fixes by knowing that? We have open source EDA, the Norway's publicly auditable artificial intelligence tutors is made no corporate base, and artificial intelligence skepticism classes as was made so in Estonia, and teaches kids to debate ChatGPT is made critical thinking and ranking 1 so in that country is Estonia in European Union. 7. The Danvers classroom 150 is too many. So what's the idea? Learning tribes in tribes of 15, not factories of 150. And that's so what's the fix by knowing that. We have micro school networks. The Nigeria's $1 a day street universities run by local experts has made literacy increase 70%. And teacher triads, Vietnam assigns 3 teachers per 12 students has made personalized paths. Hey, pre-mortem analysis, so design for future fail. Another thing important. What's the idea? Assume today's model will collapse, so build backups for that. And then, so what's the fix by knowing it? Zombie apocalypse curriculum, the Canada schools that simulate societal collapse has made teams rebuild systems, and blockchain diplomas, credentials that auto-adapt as skills evolves. The Singapore pilot as an example of something that adopts this methodology. So with all that, what you can grasp is that obviously, as I said initially in the video, you can use all the mental models as contributors, as creators for solutions with so practical sense that you can apply in the problems that you face, also with the idea that they can be effective in solving the problem, and then so they tend to be one of the smartest way to do it. So obviously you kind of have opportunity cost. You cannot just adopt everyone's theme. We have limited resources to apply, and then when you tend to thrive is when you have integrated solutions. When so you create a solution that integrate 2, 3, 4 mental models as logics. And then we have 1 billion global classroom, the AR climate labs, students that globally collaborate via holograms to solve real crises, as an example of adaptability from what is going to be asked for the future for the people, and teacher profit sharing educators heard royalties from student patents is something that was done in Sweden. So gamified policy making as well, students that earn crypto for drafting education laws. Rewire passed 3 of these ideas. So why this works? We have already examples. The Estonia digital first more philosophy has made PISA first ranking in Europe. Botswana hacking a code revived tribal storytelling more coding has made girls team enrollment increase 300%. So things important to be said. with much more to say. So just thank you, and I hope to see you in a next one. And that obviously we're going to discuss and solve another type of problems in our world.